starting.
Pro wrestling enthusiasts, it is Tuesday, July 17th, 2018. You are back again at One Wrestling Video here on YouTube, of course, in association with OneWrestling.com, the home of the legendary Bill Apter. My name is Rick Vickery. This is Smack Talk Live. But here we go. Here is the main event, the man we have to introduce you. He is your reporter of the people, Big Ray Hernandez. Big Ray, welcome back to your show.
Mr. R.A.Y. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the reporter of the people, the man with a plan. Big Ray here today to talk some not only Monday Night Raw, but SmackDown today, and also the latest and greatest pro wrestling news. Rick Vickery, I missed last week. I apologize, guys. It was just hectic. It was my son's birthday. But I got to tell you something, man. I am so happy to be back with you guys. I love being on this show with you, Rick. And I'm going to be going away to Florida next week. So I'll be gone. I'll be hanging out there in the beautiful sunny state of Florida. So I'm gonna really enjoy that time, that vacation. Then I'm gonna go again in September, God willing. But hopefully we'll be on here live again next week, and we'll figure it out as we move forward. But dude, a lot of wrestling to talk to, a lot of stuff to talk about. And this Raw was okay, but SmackDown I think was a really good show, man. I'm looking forward to talking about that with you, brother. Go ahead.
Well, so, we're going to be talking about the fallout from Extreme Rules. And I think, a lot of our great friends that, we hang out in the wrestling circles that we run in, they were able to check out our review of Extreme Rules. I have to call you out on something here, Big Ray. Okay. Going into our show Monday about this, you were putting it over. You enjoyed the show. You enjoyed Extreme Rules. But yet when we sent out for the review, you had nothing positive to say. I've listened back to the show twice, and you only made maybe one positive comment towards Extreme Rules.
Well, because it was an okay. You know what, man? Here's the deal. In retrospect, Extreme Rules was okay. But, as a professional wrestling pundit, as someone who analyzes what I'm watching, as not only a fan, but as a reporter, there were things that didn't make sense. There were things I did not enjoy. I did enjoy the fact that the titles changed hands and it was kind of shocking, all that good stuff. But listen, man, I mean, it's neither here nor there. I mean, we're moving forward. I mean, SummerSlam is right around the corner. We are building towards the second biggest pay-per-view of the calendar year, which is SummerSlam. And yeah, I mean, you can call me out on it. It is what it is, my friend. But hey, I have the right to my opinion, just like you do, my brother.
Well, I do want to correct you. It's only the second biggest WWE pay-per-view of the year because there's so many other just fantastic wrestling going around the globe right now. WWE is kind of taking a back seat here, but it is our job. It is something we have committed ourselves to. Make sure that we are bringing the finest coverage and trying to put the most positive light we can on this WWE product. We're going to jump into that in a minute. But Big Ray, I want to know, is there any news out there that you want to discuss before we dive in to the red and blue programming?
Well, there are a couple of things. And again, I'm trying to run the chat room here, but let me see something. Ben Hameen actually sent me something on Facebook. Let me see if I could bring it up here. Okay, here we go. So apparently, 54-year-old Jose Canseco signs with a pro wrestling promotion. Let me just read this off of Pro Wrestling. It says, Jose Canseco, larger-than-life personality, will feel right at home in the professional wrestling ring. Oklahoma-based world-class Revolution Pro Wrestling announced Monday that it has signed Canseco to a contract. Now, this is the same company that signed that young lady, Farrah something or other, whatever she was. She actually she was on Teen Moms, and now she is a Pornhub star, I guess if you call it starlet. And I guess this company is making some waves. Jose Canseco's 54 years old. I don't know if he's going to be doing much in-ring stuff, but he's there as a freak show. He's there to maybe cut some promos. I mean, he's a big guy. We all know the whole steroid gimmick behind Jose Canseco. So I guess that's what we're going to be seeing. But right now, this is kind of the biggest news, and the fact that Farrah, I don't know what the hell her last name. Oh, Farrah Abraham. There you go. The fact that Farrah Abraham apparently Paige wasn't all too happy about her. There's another young lady. I think Farrah. Let me see. Farrah Abraham. Blah blah blah. I think it's the same girl. She may be getting a tryout with the WWE moving forward, and I think Paige wasn't too happy about that.
I don't know actually know if they're going to actually give her a tryout. If so, I just don't know if they would go that route. I mean, that's some dangerous lines there. But let's go back to Canseco real quick, Ray. You know, you and I, we came from that generation, you know, the 80s, early 90s, where we were kind of just blossoming into adulthood. That's where we grew up. That's our generation. Man, the Oakland Athletics, they were a hot team there for a while. I know how big of a baseball guy you are. What are your, like, let's do some positive memories. Were you a fan of the Bash Brothers, of the A's back in the day there? What do you think?
Oh, all right. Here's the deal. And it's funny, you know, people are going to think, you know, because I still play competitive softball. And I actually have a doubleheader tomorrow. And I've been wearing number 99 for a very, very long time, even way before Aaron Judge, a part of my New York Yankees. By the way, the American League is up 2-1, I believe, right now.
And Judge opened it up, hitting that single shot there tonight. Opened it up to score. He hit that home run there.
You know what it is? He's see this right here? He's doing the Stevie Richards fitness gimmick, brother. That's what it is. He's got some guns, but neither here nor there. Here's the deal. A couple of teams that I played for, I actually wore number 33. And that was because of Jose Canseco and the Bash Brothers. That's when I was a lot younger, when I was in Pony League, so on and so forth. So I thought he was awesome. I thought him and McGuire were awesome. You know, everybody was using steroids in the 80s and 90s, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about the whole cheating thing. I think it was just the competitive nature of professional baseball. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything more positive to say other than I remember that home run Jose Canseco hit in the fourth deck in the Toronto Sky Dome against the Toronto Blue Jays during the playoffs.
Well, I'm going to say, you know, my most fondest memory of that A's team is when they got swept by my beloved Reds in the 1990 World Series, and we were partying like crazy in Cincinnati. That is my most beloved memory of those Oakland A's. But hey, what a tremendous team, though. I always liked their pitching staff, man. Dennis Eckersley, to me, man, he was awesome, man. That sidearm pitch there.
Oh yeah,
perfect, baby. He was the best there. But hey, you know, talking about baseball, I just want to slide this in real quick. Another Ohio guy standing out last night in the celebrity softball game, MVP The Miz. How awesome is that? How awesome is that for Miz?
I gotta tell you something, man. I was so happy that Mike Mizanin, The Miz, not only was the first WWE superstar to play in a celebrity all-star game, but he was the freaking MVP. I did get a chance to watch some of the game and most of the replays on ESPN, and it was really cool, man. The guy can play. He can play. He can play some ball. He can sure hit the hell out of the ball. But if you guys really want to see somebody who can hit the hell out of the ball, I'll see if I can post some videos on my Instagram at Big Ray Show. So I'm just saying.
Anything else in the news before we jump into the shows here, Ray?
There's really nothing going on in the world of professional wrestling. I did check ProWrestling.com. I checked OneWrestling.com. I checked WrestlingInc.com. I checked pretty much all the websites that I go to, you know, for my news, and there's really nothing super important that's really going on. So I guess we could just jump right into Monday Night Raw. But one quick thing, and I'm going to be taking some. Like I have my trusty cell phone here, and I'm in the chat right now, and I love doing this, so I'm gonna do it right off the top really quickly. We got John Bryan who's joined us, our friend Michael Davis who's joined us, Matt Schaefer who's joined us. Who else is here? Let me see. John Bryan, thank you for the donation, my friend. Doug E. Fresh or Doug E. Fresh Richards is with us as well. Who else we got here? We got Noe Laura. Thank you, and hello to you. I'm gonna give everybody a shout out. XLA. My main man. You know what? This is for you, brother.
Hey, I heard a rumor. I got word. I heard a rumor. I got word through the grapevine. This might be a Meltzer report or something. But there might be someone joining the group chat tonight who's got a little beef with you from calling him Smellsworth. I heard Jersey Mike from the Hami Media Group might be joining us here live tonight.
James Smellsworth is joining us?
He's got a beef with you, Big Ray, and he wants to bring it up, and he said he might be joining the chat just to come at you to square things up here.
Well, let me just finish giving my shout outs, please. All right. Let me do something that's actually important to this show. Okay. I already said Dougie Fresh. I want to give a big shout out to Global Wars. I want to give a big. Who am I missing here? I think Paul Arzola, who's always here. Mr. Gur Higgins, who's here. My God, we have a whole lot of really awesome people in the chat. And let me tell you something. Hold on one second. Let me just put this cell phone down 1 second. Let me tell you something, James Smellsworth. All right. You ain't half the man your mother is. So don't you ever come at me, all right, brother? If I call you James Ellsworth or James Smellsworth or whatever I call you, just be honored at the fact that I mentioned your name, brother, all right? So grab your box of Kleenex, go down to your mom's basement, and do what you do every single week.
You know what? I'm just so happy you gave the shout-outs. Everyone that has showed up here tonight for Smack Talk. But, you know, starting off Raw, it was all about someone who doesn't show up. Someone who doesn't even show up for their job. It was about Brock Lesnar. Kurt Angle, Extreme Rules, he threw out the ultimatum. Hey, Brock Lesnar, he's got to defend at SummerSlam. He needs an answer. You know, either you defend or you're stripped, essentially. And that's how we open up this show. We've got Kurt out there. Hey, apparently maybe he somewhat found those lady balls that Stephanie's taken from him. He's got those back limit. He's putting it out there. Paul Heyman is obviously, you know, he's representing Brock Lesnar. He's out here. He's trying to put a twist on this thing. It's not that Brock doesn't want to show up. He does care about being WWE champion. He just wants to make sure that there's no doubt when he goes in to challenge for the UFC championship that he's also representing WWE as their Universal champion. Of course, Paul Heyman, you know, always the great salesman or the used car salesman. He's putting a twist on this thing. Kurt's not having it. And then we get some superstars coming out saying that they want to challenge. Ray, we'll talk a little more to fill out this segment, but what was your initial thoughts from the get-go of this thing?
Well, really quickly again, and I want to just welcome Rick Warner and again our friend Richard Bain for joining us. Okay, so at first I said, okay, so this is where Bobby Lashley is going to come out by himself, and finally we're going to get the match that I believe anyone who loves the world of professional wrestling, anyone who's interested in mixed martial arts is wanting to see, and that is Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. And we got that, but then everybody on the damn roster comes out, okay, and they want a piece of the Universal Champion. Now, listen, I called it on the Monday Locker Room, and you know you're my testifier that I thought that Paul Heyman would be the one to come out, which he was. He is the advocate. It's like, you know, going to small claims court or going to fight a ticket. You get a lawyer, and he shows up for you, or she shows up for you. So that worked for me, and that's basically what happened. All right, Brock Lesnar has bigger fish to fry right now other than that Fruit Roll-Up Championship, which in my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, is not a real title. I would put the WWE title number 1. Number 2, I will put the Intercontinental title number 2. I would put the United States title number 3. I would put the tag team titles number 4. I would put the freaking Cruiserweight title number 5. And I will put that stupid Fruit Roll-Ups Championship number 6, Rick.
I'm going to have to tend to disagree with you where the championships lie, because when you look around the world of sport and outside of WWE, the most recognizable one, and it probably should be the WWE championship. They probably should have used this made-up other one for everything else. Everything looks much better on Brock's weight. You have that crossover there, but that's here or there. I love that Brock didn't show up there, and Paul was the perfect person to have here because, once again, that's the narrative they're going with. It's not that important for Brock to show up, especially on such short notice. I mean, this is less than 24 hours essentially. He's got to book a flight to wherever they're going on the other coast where he's at, or he's got to enter the country. It doesn't make sense. This goes forward here. I agree with you 100%. It would have been it would have been so much more impactful if it just been Lashley out there giving a dominating promo, challenging Brock to a one-on-one, the match that I think a lot of people want to see. But in reality, though, don't all those other people still have an argument? Because just a couple of weeks ago, it was supposed to be a multi-man match.
Okay, all right. Can I just stop? I got to stop you real quick. They all do, except for one person, and that's Roman Reigns. You got beat. You got beat, and you got beat clean. All right, so neither here nor there. You know who had more of the opportunity to who should have been in that match? It should have been Kevin Owens.
But how did they present that though? Kevin Owens isn't there. He's in a hospital somewhere. He's off the radar right now. And I will give them credit here. They were smart enough with Roman Reigns not to present him coming out as, hey, I want that opportunity. He just came out and said, I want to fight. And then he just found himself in this situation. I will give them credit there. That was pretty smart writing where he just comes out and says, I'm the guy that pushed Brock. I'm the rightful champ. They put that under the rug. That has been a terrible line from him for weeks now. He just came out and said, I don't care what happens with Brock. I just want to fight tonight, Kurt. And then he kind of put himself in there. So I will give him a little credit for that.
Well, I guess. It's so tough, man, because I think they're just setting up to build. They're building Bobby Lashley up to have him torn down. They want to make him delicious, nutritious, and I don't know anything that other rhymes with vicious. But anyway, vicious dog food for the Samoan dog, Roman Reigns. Go ahead.
What did I tell you on Monday when you and Jargo and myself were talking about this thing? Everyone was kind of excited. They gave Bobby Lashley that big win. People were kind of surprised by that. I said, hey, don't get overly excited right now. That's just them kind of working the smarks. They're trying to work their angle. And I told you guys, don't be surprised if we get a rematch between these two for the number one contender to Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns wins that thing. And that's what we've not to kind of spoil what we're going to talk about here tonight, but that's where we're going because what we learned from Kurt here in this setup, we were going to have 2 triple threat matches set up for Raw last night, with each winner is going to move on to face one another next week on Monday Night Raw, which I'd like to add that's going to happen in my hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio. When I saw this match was announced for next week, Ray, I am seriously considering heading home for the week to catch this thing live, man. Would you make the move? Would you go to this thing live?
Of course. Who wouldn't? Wow, I think I went through puberty right now. Of course, man. I mean, who the hell wouldn't want to see Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley to see who's going to fight the Universal Fruit Roll-Ups fake champion at SummerSlam? Listen, by the way, maybe it's just me, all right? And I'm going to go on a little tangent, and it's going to be a quick 10-second tangent, maybe 20. I don't give a damn what anyone. I almost said the bad word. I don't give a damn what anyone says. AJ Styles is the lineal champion. He is the real champion of WWE. This match is just inconsequential to me. I'm sorry, Rick. I should be interested in this. This really, like the great philosopher Peter Griffin once said, it really grinds my gears.
Well, you're talking about AJ. We are going to talk about him a little later, but hey, let's jump into this first triple threat match. We've got Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre. Man, there was a little bit of, I knew Roman is going to go over here, but this, sometimes it's great, you just turn kind of your brain off, you stop thinking about it, and you just start rooting for an individual. Man, I was really pulling for McIntyre here. I just wanted to kind of just that really big shakeup. I think him and Brock would be a money match. There's money with McIntyre going forward. And I actually, WWE has a problem with getting triple threat matches right. I've kind of enjoyed this one, with the false finishes and, things like that. But obviously, when Roman Reigns won this thing to open, essentially, this is your opening match, opens the show, I felt like that really, it kind of deflated the rest of the night. Like it sucked the air out of the room.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And Rick, what I'm going to do is real quick, since I'm controlling the chats here, I'm going to throw some questions at you. I don't know if you want to make a mental note of them. But we have Michael Davis who asked, do you think Brooke, I think he means Brock, do you think Brock shows up, beats up both Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, and makes it a triple threat at SummerSlam? I think that's a distinct possibility. What do you think? And then we'll jump into this match. There's another question, by the way, I want to ask you.
I was really thinking about that, or could we somehow get, not even maybe if Brock doesn't show up, but we don't get a clean finish. But even if Roman does win the thing, I mean, doesn't Bobby still have an argument for a rubber match? Because he's already won the first encounter. I know the stakes are higher here. My only thing, I'm not really big on triple threats, especially when it's supposed to be a major championship match like that. And last year at SummerSlam, we had a four corners match, or a fatal four-way. I mean, it's for the Universal. I mean, last year it was Brock versus Braun versus Roman versus Joe. So do we want another like kind of gimmick stipulation match here, or do we really want a one-on-one? But I am gonna agree with the question there. I will not be shocked at all to see this thing go into a triple threat where they're trying to protect Bobby here, but maybe Bobby's ultimately the fall guy.
Mm-hmm. And that question was from our boy Michael Davis. I agree with you 1,000%.
Michael, Ray, what do you think? I mean, like, would you put Lashley in there as your fall guy? Does Brock want to be protected going to UFC, or does he not care? I mean,
I don't think Brock Lesnar really gives a damn. To be honest with you,
you pay him the money, he'll take that. He'll lose anywhere.
Oh, he'll lose to James Ellsworth if he has to, brother. Brock Lesnar is.
But would he lose to Smellsworth?
Yeah, I don't know. No, let me tell you something. No one loses to Smellsworth. All right, Jersey Mike. No one loses to you, brother. And I don't see you here in the chat room. I have my computer here. What? I have my computer here. What? I have my computer here. What? I don't see you here. What are you doing right now? Too busy? Whatever. Anyway, I have another question for you, Rick. Gets me so upset. Paul Arzola, do you think the WWE will finally pull the trigger? I'm paraphrasing. Finally pull the trigger on the Roman Reigns title this time. Let me tell you something right now. Absolutely. But not yet. I don't think Roman Reigns wins the title at SummerSlam. I think the WWE, and this is from what I hear and what I know, WWE is setting up to have Brock Lesnar go into that octagon with that Fruit Roll-Ups Championship, Rick. I don't think Brock Lesnar will lose that title at SummerSlam. If it's against Bobby Lashley, that would be great. But I don't think that match is going to happen. I think Rick Vickery is 100% correct. RBV knows what he's talking about when it comes to the booking of most of these shows, man. I would say you're like 99% right when it comes to most of these things. And the fact of the matter is that I think that WWE has their plan, and they're going to go with their plan, brother. Let me see something. I just want to quickly, Rick.
Well, we do have to remember here, maybe, Brock's contract's kind of over. We've got 6 months before his fight in UFC. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can shift and change. You could have Roman win this thing. This thing could main event SummerSlam. That crowd would be livid. I mean, you're talking about a New York crowd. They're going to be sitting there for 7 hours, and they see Roman Reigns win this championship to close out their show. But then remember what we got though. You hit the roar, and here comes Braun. You do have the equalizer. You have the game changer with Braun that can really shake things up there.
Do you know what?
I love when I get you thinking because you give me that rock eyebrow.
I do give you the rock. I'm not half as handsome, but I'm just as talented. Anyway, Matt Schaefer, save that question for when we hit SmackDown, okay, brother? I want to answer that question for later. What was it? What the hell were we just talking about? Because this is so difficult. I'm like running the show.
I know you're everywhere. You're interacting with everyone there, but we're talking about the equalizer.
Yes.
If Roman goes over, I mean, in that main event, and then Braun comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, people are still behind Braun. They're loving him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Braun, I think this is one of the situations where Vince McMahon is going to be right there at gorilla position, along with Stephanie. Maybe Triple H will be there, and I think they're going to see what happens, man. If we feel that the WWE universe is going to riot, I think Braun's going to be right there on standby, ready to cash that thing in if Roman Reigns wins the title. Hey, who knows? Maybe Roman Reigns does win that title. Okay, maybe he wins. Maybe he beats Brock Lesnar, which I for some reason I really doubt, because I really think that WWE wants that Universal Championship to be displayed on a UFC with that UFC audience. So just
do you think UFC would really allow that? And like I said, we've got 6 months. We've got 6 months to get there. That means no title defense for 6 months. They're not going to want to risk Brock getting hurt at Survivor Series or something like that.
Listen, bro, it's business, man. It's business, and I think they'll do the right thing.
I think the MMA purists, the UFC purists, they would absolutely flip out if Dana White or UFC approved a Brock Lesnar coming out there with a pro wrestling championship.
I would have said that 5 years ago, but Dana White has realized something. See, at one time, Dana White, and we're going to talk a little MMA here. At one time, Dana White went on record in saying that there will never be any females competing in the UFC. And guess what? Ronda Rousey changed. Game changer. And not only that, but you got some of the most elite female fighters in mixed martial arts in the UFC right now. So that changed, okay? Oh, wrestling is fake. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Dude, they're cutting wrestling promos, man. They have Brock Lesnar storming the cage saying that Miocic is a piece of shit, saying that this guy's a piece of shit. Hey, listen, man. It's entertainment. Now, I believe the outcomes of the UFC are not predetermined like professional wrestling. But the fact of the matter is that, listen, when boxing was most popular, let's think about who the champions were. Mike Tyson was a champion. He was on every video game, every magazine. He was on every comic book, everything. Mike Tyson. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was in the comic book. Muhammad Ali versus Superman. He was always on freaking TV cutting promos. Muhammad Ali. Let's continue thinking. Let's look at Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's look at guys. Go ahead.
What's the last time that boxing was really getting mainstream attention? Where it was exciting? It was about personality. It was that whole thing with McGregor and why is his name escaping me? He's pound for pound, arguably the greatest today, right? What's his name?
Wait, say it again. Who
is the boxer I'm setting up here that took on McGregor? A big fight.
I don't know who's in the fight McGregor right now.
No, the last one. Come on here.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yes. How I don't know. It just escaped me. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but listen.
I thought I was setting you up for something. I thought you were going to go into something.
As the Ayatollah bin Hameen, ya Allah, go to www.prowrestlingtees.com/bin Hameen. Buy yourself a Conspiracy Horseman shirt. Bin Hameen says you have to get over. You got to get over with character, brother. I mean, take this gimmick off.
That's how we do it. Hey, when we're talking about championships here, let's shift to what Ray has already dubbed is the main championship for the Red brand. Let's talk about the Intercontinental Championship. We have Ziggler. He's coming out. He just pinned Seth Rollins 5 times in one night. He's letting us know he's ready here. He's going to deliver on every promise. He is going to reestablish it's a new era for the Intercontinental Championship. But the glorious one, Bobby Roode, takes exception to this thing, comes out, sets the challenge. We're going to have a match, but Ziggler's not going to give him a championship match. I will say was pretty refreshing here. Usually, I figured when Ziggler said you get a match, but it's not for the belt, and we know McIntyre is occupied elsewhere, I thought Ziggler was losing. That's WWE 101. They have their champs get pinned in non-championship matches. Ziggler wins this thing. It looks good for the champ. I don't know so much about Bobby Roode. Ray, your overall thoughts?
And we're talking about
we're talking about Ziggler versus Roode.
Okay, again, guys, I'm interacting on freaking. I'm doing my best over here.
Hey, here's a lot of people don't realize. You know how it's. You know what? I always like to give myself a self high five. Because when you work with Big Ray, man, I know he is stretched everywhere. He's working in the chat room. He's looking at different websites. You always have to reel him back in and keep him moving. Because, man, the guy loves talking professional wrestling or a little lucha libre. I mean, he can just go off for days here. You got to keep him on track and keep him moving.
It's true, but also on top of that, I'm freaking controlling the cameras so that, because, some people, they have the gimmick where they leave the Google gimmick here that we're using to just kind of fluctuate back and forth, and I'm controlling the cameras as well. But anyway, neither here nor there. What was the question you asked me?
I talked myself in a circle. We're talking about Ziggler and Roode.
Oh, all right, here we go.
I mean, it looks good for Ziggler, but is there anything really left for Roode here? I mean, you come out, you look like you're the challenger. I mean, I hope that what we saw later, there was a little interaction with him and Mojo where maybe finally we get a turn from Roode or that Bobby Roode that we know from the past. But face Bobby Roode is dead in the water.
Listen, man, let me tell you, first and foremost, love Intercontinental Champion heel Ziggler. He's great. Secondly, Bobby Roode. I'm sad to say, but it is what it is. He's at the tail end of his career. I think the guy could probably go for another 5 years at the level that he's going. But the guy did his business in Impact Wrestling, did his business on the Indies, mostly in TNA in Impact Wrestling. And, I'm glad that he got his opportunity to shine. He was the NXT champion, which is a big deal.
A great champion.
He was a fantastic champion. He was a fantastic heel champion. And until he turns into a bad guy, you're not going to see the glorious Bobby Roode as I know him. But neither here nor there. Listen, what's left for Bobby Roode? Mojo Rawley. And let me tell you something. Mojo Rawley is not bad.
I love that. I love that transition there. Let's talk a little Mojo. Most certainly, they're being serious, and I think you're one of the people that really put him over. As you would have loved to have seen this Mojo from the get-go instead of the stay hyped. Now you're really getting behind him here. They are as well. I'm impressed with his work right now. He goes over Tyler Breeze on this episode. It looks like what do you think? What is the ceiling for Mojo?
Well, Mojo's never going to be the WWE champion, I don't think. But
could it be the fruit roll-up champion?
No.
I don't think he ever gets main event status, but he could be a great challenger for like a U.S. or Intercontinental Championship.
He can be your one-man gang. He could be your King Kong Bundy, your Big John Studd to Hulk Hogan.
I love that.
But let me tell you something. I think he can be a dominant mid-card champion. And I think if he gets the right partner, it could be a really solid tag team champion. I think Mojo Rawley has he's got the charisma. I love the dark side of Mojo Rawley, and I love the fact that Mojo Rawley, they realize, look, this whole hype bull BS just doesn't work. All right, it doesn't work with this day and age. This is a gimmick that will probably get over Smoky Mountain Wrestling in the year 1994, which, by the way, the Pro Wrestling Reflection will be on hiatus this week, but we'll be back-to-back weeks. I'm going to be on with my boy Tommy Wonder as we cover Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Hold on. If you guys need a third, I love me some Smoky Mountain.
Oh, dude, it's too late. But you know what? We're going to be doing more of that stuff. We're going to be doing more of that stuff. So guess what? Next time we do Smoky Mountain, which will probably be in about 3 weeks, I'm going to call you on that, brother.
If you ever want to do some Smoky Mountain, or even go like with HWA, the Heartland Wrestling Association, which was a great development territory for WWE and WCW.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt you. But Dougie Fresh, Dougie Fresh Richards had made a really good point. I think they should get away from that Mojo name, and that's a good idea. A Mojo. When you think of Mojo, what do you think of? You think of I don't know. You think
I'm thinking of the Powerpuff Girls.
Well, you could think of the
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo, but what was that? What was that cart that movie with this idiot that he would play the English spy? Yeah, baby, yeah.
Yes, Austin Powers.
Right. So he had his Mojo. So that's what you think about. Mojo Rawley. I think that's why they called him that. But you can go away from that, man. Maybe use his real name. I don't even know what the hell his real name is.
I am on it while you're talking. Keep going on that. I'm going to look him up.
All right. So I would love to know what his real name is. I would go with that. And just be like, look, I'm not Mojo Rawley. That's the way he talks, by the way. I'm not Mojo Rawley. I'm Gimmick Jones. And this is me. This is who I am. And if you don't like it, tough. I like the fact his finisher is cool. That forearm to the head is awesome. I think it looks really good. But I think, there was a wrestler back in the day. He came over to WWE. He was known as Marcus Corvan. But in TNA, he was the alpha male. And he did the pounce. That should be his finisher, which is basically when you push another wrestler into the rope, you go in and you run the ropes and you hit him with the shoulder block. If you guys don't know, there's a viral video that just came out with our boy Ace. He wrestles here in New York, and he just pounced somebody over the top rope about 15 freaking rows back into the stands. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm looking up. I don't know if the real name's going to work with him. We got Dean Mathati. I think, just lose the O's in Mojo and just go with MJ Rawley.
Sure, that works.
Something along those lines, and maybe maybe something like a JBL gimmick where he just really reinvents himself as like a serious act. He's better than everyone else. He's had experiences that are better than just the average superstar. There, this guy was an NFL player.
I like this question really quickly, and I hate to jump around, but I don't want to miss these questions. John Bryan asked me, do you think that Jesse Goddard would ever go to WWE? Absolutely. The guy is extremely good looking, extremely jacked. He can definitely work in the ring. He's got the social media backing. He's all over television. Jesse Goddard's definitely WWE. I think is in his future, and he's young.
Know what? I kind of want to add to this. My only doubt there would be, I think with someone like Mr. Goddard, he's got so much potential with outside bookings where WWE can't control it. I mean, this guy has got crossover appeal. I mean, he's Big Brother reality talk. He's got the looks and all that. He can have other ends elsewhere. But just a real quick off the top of my head kind of booking. How cool it would be if eventually you saw someone like Goddard come in and The Miz took him under his wing as like his protege, because they both came from like reality television. Played to that gimmick that everyone kind of hated. They got the looks. He looks like he could go to Hollywood. Maybe even get him like in the next Marine movie, and then The Miz brings him out as his protege, and you've got something along those lines. I think that would be fabulous. But dude, that guy looks like $1 million.
You can actually call the faction the reality. Or the reality. I've also got another question. Somebody asked me if Tessa Blanchard. Let me see who this is here.
Tessa Blanchard. Before you get to the question, I'm going to go in there, cut this thing off.
That's Richard Bain. Richard Bain, by the way, asking this question. Tessa Blanchard.
Richard, thank you for the question here. Well, we know she is locked up at Impact for at least 2 years here.
Yep.
She is signed on there. But if there was ever an individual to give my precious Shar a run for her money, especially not just in the ring, but in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
It would be Tessa Blanchard.
You like Tessa Blanchard? Let me tell you something.
I love it. Yeah, maybe I just got to think with Horseman.
She's got the big chin gimmick, but I got to tell you something, brother. She can, as they say in the streets, she can absolutely, positively, unequivocally get it.
Well, we're talking about two ladies. I'm talking about Tessa Blanchard and my Shar. Let's kick it over here real quick. The two other ladies and we've got, I don't know where this thing is going here. Let's talk a little Bayley and Sasha Banks, Big Ray. This thing was, Bayley. Here's what we pretty much get from this thing. Kurt Angle is laid out. If they cannot find a way to get along and coexist, to get back to where they need to be, one of them ultimately will be sent to SmackDown. We get them in a tag match against Dana Brooks and Alicia Fox, which really didn't. This really didn't have a finish. They didn't have an announcement. The referee just throws it out. Is what I've been following in the professional in the circles that we run in here. A lot of people think they're going towards maybe a lesbian angle.
Yes!
I didn't really pick that up, but a lot of people are jumping to that conclusion there. Let's play the game. Jumping to conclusions from Office Space here. I didn't really see it, but a lot of people think they're going here. What's your take, brother?
Oh, I saw it. I saw it. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, right now, if you're going to listen to the Monday Locker Room tomorrow at Hami Media, Billy Ray Valentine is going to...
The Wednesday Locker Room.
That's what I said. Did I say the Monday Locker Room? I'm sorry, Wednesday Locker Room.
Hey, but if you have time, please go back and listen to the Monday Locker Room, because, it was high energy, great conversation. Even though things have come and gone, it's worth your time.
Billy Ray Valentine is going to rip this to shreds, this whole thing with Sasha and Bayley. First and foremost, I'm going to ask you something, guys out there in the chat room, girls out there in the chat room. Hold on. What is this? Why was Bill Apter in a Walmart riding a cart with a dinosaur? I have a freaking idea. That is a good question. I got to look that up. But anyway, I got to text Bill. What the hell? Is he losing his mind? Why do they need to get along? This is wrestling. Why do you have to send one girl one place and the other girl one place? I don't get it. I don't get the whole logic behind that. But listen, let me tell you something, guys. Let me get a little comfortable here. For all you that are interested in a little HLA, it's a late night. I think it's going to happen. I think this is where the WWE is going with this gimmick. You know why?
How does this work in a PG era?
Let me tell you why. Sasha Banks has already stated that she loves Bayley. Oh, I love you, Bayley. I've always loved you, baby. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. But the fact of the matter is this. This has become a little interesting to me. I didn't like this tag team match. This was terrible. I didn't like the whole freaking how could you get freaking Mr. What's his name, Shelby, wrong? Oh God, but Rick, there's so much to tear apart. I just can't wait to hear what the boys in the locker room will say. I'm looking at the chat right here. Let me see. There needs to be Michael Davis says there needs to be let me see. They need to do a blood feud, between Bayley and Sasha already. That's true. Let me see what else we got on this.
I'll say with Michael Davis, I am with him. But they have botched this thing for 7 months now. This could have been a hot program going through the summer. I mean, this is something you're building up to Brooklyn. This is where this thing, arguably years ago in NXT, is one of the most remembered matches from NXT. You could have revisited this thing. They have botched this thing at every move, where it's so confusing, and it goes back to the ideology with the women's division. They refuse to let us know who to root for and who to boo. Big Ray getting that stretch. It's getting late here on the East Coast.
Oh, I'm sorry. They can't see me. They can't see me do it.
I'm telling you here, this has been very, very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
How they're handling this thing. I don't even know if I'm interested going forward. And believe me, even if they tease some kind of HLA, I don't know if it's worth it.
Can I stop this really quickly? Billy Ray Valentine made a great point to me on the phone earlier this evening while we were watching SmackDown, and he said that Bayley and Sasha Banks, and this is not my thought process, but I agree with him 100%. So I'm gonna give Billy Ray Valentine all the credit on this. Sasha Banks and Bayley possibly had the best wrestling match in North America in decades. Why not revisit this? Why do they have to get along? Why do they have to be friends? Hulk Hogan was never forced to be friends with Andre the Giant after he freaking got pissed off at him. Hulk Hogan never had to be best friends with, well, technically he was best friends with Macho Man Randy Savage until he touched Elizabeth's butt. Listen, let me tell you something, brother. Oh, sorry. Fact of the matter is this. It makes no logical sense in the real world. And the reason why WWE screws up is because, you got to make this realistic. In a realistic world, if two girls don't like each other, they're not going to like each other. And I'm not being sexist when I say this, but it's kind of difficult to get two young ladies that really don't like each other to work together. It is just a fact. It's hard enough to get two guys that hate each other's guts to work together, but two women, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, dude. And this whole gimmick here where they're sending them to freaking counseling, it's stupid. Have these girls hate each other. Have these girls beat the living hell out of each other. Have these girls have some of the best wrestling matches on television. Take it back to Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim to main event TNA Wrestling. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then download the damn GWN network and check that out. It grinds my gears.
Well, let's talk about some ladies that obviously are not going to get along. Let's kick it over to the women's championship picture on Raw. Alexa Bliss, this whole thing going on with Ronda Rousey. We've got some back and forth. I don't even know what really is up here with Rousey's suspension. I guess she had 2 more days. They've extended it a week, but then she is guaranteed if she can keep it under control, she's going to get a championship opportunity at, as Big Ray would put it over, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, the second biggest event of the year, SummerSlam. She's going to get that opportunity there. I don't know. I'm still having a heck of a time buying into this thing, Big Ray.
Listen, let me say, first and foremost, what the hell is up with that hairstyle? That Ronda Rousey. She looked mean as hell. She looked like one of those anime. If you go to Shane Helms, I think it's Shane Helms. The Hurricane. He posted something pretty funny on that. He's like, Wakanda. What is it? He says, serious question. What kind of Wakanda hairstyle is this? And he had a picture of Ronda Rousey. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Wakanda. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen, I don't know, man. Ronda Rousey is supposed to be suspended. So, in reality, in the real world, if you're suspended from work and you show up, what does that mean? It means immediate termination, or at least another month suspension. But no, Kurt Angle suspended her for an additional week, which will keep her off TV or keep her from wrestling for an additional week. This whole, let me just go on another rant. Man, I'm a little angry today. But let me tell you something, Rick. This whole BS when Ronda Rousey got on ESPN or whatever the hell she was doing, and she said that wrestling is her life. Wrestling ain't your life. I just finished watching a documentary called 350 Days. Okay, the movie, and these are guys and men and women that spent 350 days on the road, traveling, getting on airplanes into small. These people are huge. They're like my size, and bigger, getting in little cars and driving hundreds of miles. Their knees hurting, their backs hurting, their necks hurting, their shoulders hurting. I think it is a disgrace, and in my humble opinion, Rick Vickery, it's a joke. I wish Ronda Rousey would have been like, look, man, I'm gonna show up whenever I can, just like Brock Lesnar. Pro wrestling fans are getting pissed at it. Not entertainment fans, not sports entertainment fans. Pro wrestling fans are getting absolutely pissed at this BS treatment that Ronda Rousey is getting.
Well, I think
she does not deserve a spot in the main event roster, in my opinion. Go ahead, Rick.
I agree and disagree there, and I think she really is coming in with the best of intentions. She really wants to really just dive on and make this her new career path. And you're always going to put that over as this is my life, because that's what you do every time you sign on with a new team. Someone joins your beloved Yankees, they come in. This is where I always wanted to be. Blah blah blah. That's just kind of what you say. What really gets me here with Ronda, though, is, and I think she has the best of intentions. I don't think they have done her from day one. They have done nothing to really support her, to really get this fan base behind her. Just because you come out and say, oh, she wants to be treated like everyone else, this is her life. But when you're obviously putting her on a pedestal and then just talking out the other side of your mouth there, that's going to be your issue. That's where people are going to turn on her. But hey, let's be real here. She had a big part, like when they did the Fox deal. Who was in that? That was Fox setup. They put her in a picture. They're familiar with her. They know that to the UFC. They want to do that deal. She's going to get you crossover promotion. She's got the credentials to do a lot of work, positive work for the WWE programming. I just don't think, creative wise, from a management standpoint as well, they have not put her in the best position to truly succeed. I think they dropped the ball from day one, going all the way back to the Rumble when they brought her out during the women's Rumble to really take the spotlight off people, especially then when you were really overhyping your Revolution Evolution, and then you just completely changed the gears there. From the gate, they have done her no favors. I don't think her being in a title picture right now is doing anything for her. But, it's kind of hard to get around here. She's one of the baddest women on the planet. She's going to be there. But let me throw this one at you real quick. With her current booking, and we've heard this earlier, like when they signed her, that they want to position her more like a Stone Cold kind of figure. God. Is this really working, though, that she comes through the crowd, she's jumping around, she's kind of just really going against authority? I think it's just so obvious that it's completely backfiring on her.
Dude, it's the fact of the matter is this: we're not stupid. And by the way, I want to give a big shout out to JLD. You know who you are. Thank you for watching. It's an inside joke. That person knows what I'm talking about. But the fact of the matter is this: we're not stupid. Okay? We know that she's not on television because she can't wrestle yet. She can only wrestle in spurts. She's not trained to wrestle she's not prepared for that wrestling life. Okay? So don't insult the intelligence of the pro wrestling fan. All right? Listen, you have two sets of fans. You have the sports entertainment fan and you have the wrestling fan. Okay? The people that are right here in this chat room right now, the people that are here at OneWrestling.com, the people that are over at How Many Media, those are wrestling fans. Do not insult our intelligence when it comes to this chick saying that wrestling is her wrestling is her life. BS. And let me tell you something. You have people like Trish Stratus, who came from the fitness world. She never wrestled a day in her damn life, but she made it her life. Okay? And that's the truth. Ken Shamrock, who was an MMA legend. He was a UFC legend even before we knew what the hell UFC was. And he came in that freaking ring and he showed respect. And he put in his work. and he made a career out of it. So I listen. If you're gonna say Ronda Rousey, and listen, all due respect, the woman is one of the biggest icons, and I get you, Rick. I understand why WWE has her. I understand why Brock Lesnar is still the Universal Champion. But this eventually will backfire, okay? Because you're hardcore fans. You know when you open a Rick, you can understand this really quickly, okay? You know when you open a bar, you have a bar, okay, and you cater to the public, but then you have your regulars that come in every single day, twice a week on a regular basis, and spend $100, sometimes $150 on drinks. What do, Rick? You give them 2 for 1. You take care of them. You make sure that they come back every single week. The WWE is treating the fans like we're just some random gimmick walking into the damn freaking bar for the first time, even though we've been here every week spending $100. It's not fair. It's not cool. And I do not like the way they're booking their champions. I think it's bullshit.
Well, first of all, I wish I only spent $100 a week in a bar. That's usually like my happy hour tab.
You are an alcoholic, my friend. No, I'm kidding.
I like to have a good time. I like the sauce. But no, you're exactly right. Though WWE right now, they are taking that loyal fan base, and they're just taking for granted that you're going to show up each and every week. And it's just not even just the fan base; it's almost the wrestling programming. They are so worried about everything else that's going on, and driving that stock price. Which, hey, they're doing a great job. It's hitting all-time highs. Every other day you see news break like that they're hitting a new high. They're doing something right there, but they're really alienating what brought them to the show, what brought them to the dance. But we're going to get moving on SmackDown real quick on Raw, though. I just want to kind of lump it together, the tag division. We saw the B team. The B team beat the Ascension with their first title defense. We did learn that the Leaders of Worlds are going to get their match next week, which is going to be coming from Cincinnati, Ohio. Another reason I might go check that show out. And then we also see the AOP once again in just complete domination. Any quick thoughts, Big Red?
About the tag team division?
Yeah, just anything that's going on. It's such a weak division right now.
Yeah, it's a weak division, but I love the fact that the B team is actually getting that. Big fan of Curtis Axel. Big fan of Bo Dallas. If you guys seen, I put the thumbs up for the Bo Leave. Listen, man, you know what? Those two guys are super talented. Those two guys are second-generation wrestlers, third-generation wrestlers when it comes to Bo Dallas. I'm not Bo Dallas. Curtis Axel. Listen, I think they can do a lot more with the tag team division. I think there's going to come a time where the B team may not be a joke. Maybe they shouldn't be a joke because those two guys can go. You have the broken universe. Listen, by the way, Bray Wyatt, and Woken Matt Hardy, they're gonna split up. You know what's gonna happen. They're gonna have another match at SummerSlam, probably. I don't know. But right now, I'm not displeased with the tag team division, even though it's not as strong as it could be. I love the fact that they're trying something different. Okay. I would say probably, I don't know who that was booking this, but I love the fact that the B team went over. I love that they're champions. I hope they keep getting, you know what? I hope that they get booked against teams that should beat them, and I hope they keep getting fluke wins. Now, with Akam and Bakem or Shakem or whatever the hell those guys named the AOP, those guys do not do it for me. And let me explain to you why. And I'm going to be very short with this. These guys cannot talk their way out of a wet paper bag. They should have kept the manager. They need a manager. They need somebody to talk for them. We need a backstory. We need to know why these guys are always so angry. Why? If you go to Impact Wrestling, there's this character. His name is Killer Cross. He came from Lucha Underground. And this guy basically has been cutting some crazy promos. He's beating the hell out of everybody in the backstage. And guess what? He did a promo about 2 weeks ago, and he explained himself. He said, you know why I'm doing it? Because I just want to cause chaos. I want to beat people up. I'm a little crazy in the brain. That works. Now we know why he's doing that. What are the AOP? Two big freaking brutes that just beat the hell out of people with no... I don't get it. That's why why do you think, and we're going to talk about this because we're going into SmackDown. That's why Eric Young and his crew aren't getting over, because we have no idea what the hell they were about. Are they post-apocalyptic? Are they freaking headbangers? What are they? Who are they? Where did they come from? Why are they together? Why are they fighting together? Where's Nikki Cross? Rick, I could just go on for like 3 hours with this, but we only have a certain amount of time here.
We got to switch brands here just real quick to follow up on the tag division. Like you said, hopefully the B team does actually get a nice shine here eventually, where they're just not the B team, they are the team to be. And you're talking about Bray Wyatt versus Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam. I hope that goes down. I hope it finds its way into a New York sewer and we see some Ninja Turtles. That's all I've got with those guys.
Yeah.
But let's kick it over to the blue brand. And we had WWE broke earlier in the day. This got people excited. We had Cien Almas versus AJ Styles. This was the first match of the night.
Oh, boy.
I thought it was a fun back and forth here. At any time, as I call her, Vega is a ratings rager.
Mm-hmm.
Ratings pop.
I gotta say, Rick,
she's a ratings rager.
I had a rager.
She is a ratings rager. I liked everything up to the finish. I just don't. I'm okay with Styles going over. Get a pinfall. I don't like Almas tapping here.
I'm sorry, I'm talking on the chat here.
Looking at the chat, let's get some feedback. We're switching over to Blue Brand. Let's get all the feedback from individuals. I just didn't like the finish here.
No, I got you. I'm here. I'm here with you. I didn't like Almas tapping. I agree with you 1,000%. But Almas fought. Oh boy, did he fight! And you know what? Just hear me out when I say this. It's okay that he tapped. Why? Let me explain to you why. Okay, Almas is a very confident character in the world of wrestling. He believes he's much better, and I think Almas is just top notch. I think he will eventually be a challenger for that World Heavyweight Championship. But here's the deal. Almas is just not ready in the universe of the WWE. But he is so confident, so arrogant, so cocky that he believes he's ready. So it's that situation where you have some kid. Let me just use baseball analogy since it's the All-Star break. You have some kid who is just a killer in high school. He goes to college, he dominates. Goes to AA, goes to AAA, he dominates. Comes to the major league, and he's never seen a major league curveball. But he turns on a fastball and hits it 420 feet, but it's just foul. Are you following me, guys? That's what Almas did tonight. Almas hit the ball the distance. He hit the ball home run distance, but he kind of pulled it foul. So Almas will be back. And he tapped out. Who wouldn't tap out to the calf killer in the middle of the ring? AJ Styles is in my opinion one of the best, if not possibly the best champion WWE has had in the last 5 to 10 years, man. He's doing a great job. And if you disagree with me, well, that's your opinion. But honestly, I think Almas did a great job. And then at the end of the match, where you have Almas kind of standing there over AJ Styles, and just like you could see, I could read his mind saying, you know what? I didn't get you now. I thought I was ready. Maybe I'm not ready, but I'm going to be ready. And when I'm ready to face you, AJ Styles, guess what? I'm going to take that belt from you. Rick?
I guess you persuaded me to change my mindset here a little bit. You laid it out pretty well. I mean, there's no shame in the game of tapping out to AJ Styles. I mean, he's absolutely, arguably, one of the best in the entire world of professional wrestling. And as you said, almost he showed that kind of respect. Like, okay, dude, I gave you what I got. You got me. Now I know how to measure myself up to you. Now I know what I need to do, that the next time I get this opportunity, AJ, you're not going to get that over on me. I completely agree with you there. Let's talk about someone else that wants to step up and hit a home run, who doesn't want to just pull a foul, who's looking to really make a name for herself here. Becky Lynch. She goes over on Mandy Rose, but that's not the big story here. She gets the big win, and she's spitting hot fire afterwards. She's letting it pretty clear she wants Carmella. She's looking for that SmackDown Women's Championship. Mm-hmm. Becky Lynch, the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion, kind of been, I don't want to say stale, but stagnant since then, especially when it comes to the title picture. She calls her out. Then we learned backstage in a segment between Paige and Carmella. Next week, we're going to get Carmella versus Becky Lynch in a proving ground match. Becky gets that win. Not only does she get a championship opportunity, she gets that at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah. Listen, they've been building Becky Lynch for quite some time, and we've talked about this a couple of times here with Becky Lynch. I think she's looking more beautiful. She's cutting some good promos. Tonight's promo was but you know what? She stated her case very simply. Becky Lynch is here. Becky Lynch has been patient. Becky Lynch is ready to get that SmackDown Women's Championship. And let me tell you something. I think Becky Lynch, I think the fans will be behind. Becky Lynch has always had the fans behind her. Why? She's beautiful. She's talented. She can cut a decent promo. I think listen, I know some people may say that she has a thick Irish, the Scottish accent, Irish accent, whatever the hell it is. But I think the girl's got it, man. And I would love to see her run with that title. I got to be right back. Give me 1 second, Rick. Take it over from here for like 2 seconds. Okay, buddy?
Well, I'm going to get us through something here just for a moment. This is just kind of a filler. We had Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10, taking on Samoa Joe, which is great here. It's just great to see Joe back in action. I mean, he's been, missing in action for a couple weeks now with really no explanation to where he's been since Money in the Bank. I know many of us were, maybe expecting and hoping that he would have played a part in Extreme Rules that would really kickstart something for him going forward. Unfortunately, that was not the case, but we do have him back here. All around, the wrestling on this show was very entertaining, and especially in this match. And we saw a lot of fire from Ty Dillinger, something we haven't seen from him in a while. But ultimately, once again, Samoa Joe, proves it's what he does. He's the wrecking machine. He is the dominator. He goes over in easy fashion. Hey, well, Big Ray has stepped out here from him, and I have no idea what he's doing, but I want to hear from the chat room here. I don't have access to it. Big Ray runs that. I've got like 3 screens just going through all the news and the notes so we can go through the show here. But what do you guys see where is Joe going? What is the plan for him at SummerSlam? Do they have big plans? Would you like to see him in a big program? Or is he going to kind of float through the summer spectacle and then hopefully pick up on the backside going into the fall? Big question there with Samoa Joe. Big Ray stepping back in here. So I'm going to let him know, fill him if he sees anything about Samoa Joe to bring that up so that we can address it. But again, great to see Joe back. Great fire from Ty Dillinger. Ray, I was just real quick. I just kind of touched on the Ty Dillinger Samoa Joe match. I thought it was great fire from Ty. Great to see Joe back and a big win. So if you see anyone in the chat room talking about, I threw out a question. What do you see for Joe going into SummerSlam or going forward? Let me know. But now that you're back, let's go to the next big segment here on SmackDown. Of course, this is Miz TV. It's the funeral of sorts, the eulogy for Team Hell No. Miz does some great things. We had mentioned earlier in the show, Miz isn't out to brag, but hey, we still got to do it. The Ohio boy gets the MVP from the celebrity game at the All-Star Game. He is on cloud 9. His new reality show is gonna debut next week following SmackDown. He's living large right now, but this is about saying goodbye to Team Hell No. Obviously, we know this now. It gets all broken and shattered by Daniel Bryan interrupting this thing. Looks like we're going to get Miz and Daniel Bryan.
Hey, man, listen, plan A was Team Hell No winning the tag team championships, but Kane got injured, okay? Plan B.
Legit broken foot.
Plan B, which is what should have been plan A, is building towards Daniel Bryan and freaking The Miz at SummerSlam. And this is what I believe we will get, ladies and gentlemen. I believe The Miz will face Daniel Bryan in a blood feud. Hello? Did you guys watch Talking Smack? Did you guys watch that passionate promo The Miz cut? By the way, congratulations, Miz. Not only have you worked your way from being an idiot in the stands saying hoorah, okay, with a stupid mohawk, but you became the main event of WrestleMania. Now you're a reality TV star, a movie star. I'm a fan of the bad guy. And The Miz is one of the best, most entertaining. By the way, great porno stash. Love it. The whole porno stash he's growing. But anyway, neither here nor there. I think that they're building towards excuse me, they're building towards The Miz and Daniel Bryan finally at SummerSlam, which if I was WWE, I think they should really definitely they should start playing those old promos that The Miz cut. And I want to know what you think, Rick, on Daniel Bryan to help build that heel heat. No matter what, people are going to love Daniel Bryan. People are going to love The Miz. This is going to be a fantastic match. I mean, we could do anything. Loser leaves town. I mean, they're not going to do that. But Daniel Bryan, from what I understand, and the news is out there, did sign a 2-year deal with the WWE. So he is not going anywhere. He's not going to be an all-in. I'm excited, man, for this. I think this is going to be one of the best feuds. A great match. There is not a bad... Can you name, Rick, as I pass this over to you, a bad Daniel Bryan match? A bad Miz match? Seriously, this is going to be really fun, man.
I actually think this could be the hottest program going into SummerSlam. This could be the match that steals the night. I think it's going to be what we're talking about after SummerSlam. This could be the whole focal point of this event. I love something you just threw out there, Big Red. You're talking about a loser leaves town. And there's a possibility for this. You know, we've already got on the other side. We're building towards someone between Sasha and Bayley. Someone's getting traded to SmackDown. What if the flip side is the loser of Daniel Bryan and The Miz? They have to leave SmackDown. That could be why does it have to be a woman for a woman in the trade? We could have those people flip brands, and you bring it down to, you know, The Miz. Daniel Bryan has long said he wants to be the face of SmackDown. He wanted to be that show main eventer, the guy that builds that thing. The Miz, obviously, he's a star anywhere he goes. You could put that stipulation there where one of them has to leave SmackDown. You just add to it. This is going to be the hot blood feud going into this thing. It's 14 years in the making. I still think it's going to be best for WrestleMania. But if they want to move forward and do it now, I'm going to get on board and enjoy this thing.
The Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, says Miz has truly earned his status. Underrated, I think. I agree with you 1,000%. And Matt Schaefer says, think Cena plays any role at SummerSlam? I don't know. Who else we got? We got Guardian of Chaos. Bryan is over. He can work any angle. So you got a couple of thought processes. All right, so Guardian of Chaos basically is with The Miz. He thinks that The Miz is totally underrated. I agree with you, man. But I think The Miz is one of those, The Miz is one of those people that, all right, like, now, I don't know if you guys know, but there was a Saito. He was the tag team partner for Mr. Fuji, a legend in the world of professional wrestling tag team. He passed away, unfortunately, a couple of days ago. And it's one of those situations where you look back at somebody's career and you're like, holy shit, this guy was really awesome. I think we're going to look back at The Miz's career maybe 10 years from now and be like, wow. Maybe 20 years from now when he's inducted into WWE, because he will be a WWE Hall of Famer, guys. I guarantee you that. And be like, wow, this guy was really freaking amazing. But anyway, I think he's definitely earned his spot. The Miz has worked, and for people that think that The Miz just came from reality TV into WWE, that's not how it worked. The Miz did work he worked in front of 250 people in the high school gym. He did it. Okay, he went to OVW, to FCW, so on and so forth. The Miz worked his way up to WWE. The Miz was given a crappy gimmick, and he ran with it. He changed it up. He married one of the baddest chicks on the planet. All right, and hey, man, The Miz, I give that guy all the credit in the world, my friend. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't know how many of of our listeners or those joining us in the chat room who know. I hung out with The Miz in college. We hung out on a regular basis every weekend. We were running around in the same circles, the same places and all that. Last time I actually had any kind of interaction with him there, I knocked him out of a beer pong tournament at the stadium at Miami of Ohio University. But hey, I love Schaefer throwing out there to Cena. I believe it was Schaefer that said this, though. He's asking about Cena having any any kind of involvement at SummerSlam. So how about this? We've got John Cena. I'm pulling this out of nowhere here. Stupid thinking off the top of my head. John Cena helps The Miz defeat Daniel Bryan, screwing over essential brother-in-law. Nikki and John form an alliance with Maurice and Miz for the two couple power trip. That's my new stable going into fall.
I like it. I like it. Hey, John Cena, you can plug him in anywhere, man. He's a freaking pro. By the way, big shout out to our boy Vincent Nugent, aka Acer, who's in the chat room. By the way, I'm just looking at this
as we're moving. As you're looking things here, let's keep it moving here. This is something you kind of mentioned earlier, Ray. So I want to make sure we touch on it. Eric Young, Kofi Kingston, Eric Young going over, but let's talk more about Sanity right now. I know you got to
hold it off real quick. Just one quick question from Paul Arzola, and I'm going to throw it at you. Taker versus Cena at SummerSlam. Does it happen?
I think that's something that you really have to save for WrestleMania. Let that story take 1 year to come full circle. I think you wait till you get past SummerSlam. I don't think it needs that attraction. This event does not need that attraction. Start that thing around Survivor Series, then start building up so you can have that slow burn for next year's WrestleMania. Agreed.
Go ahead, Rick. Go what you're talking about.
Well, I want to go back just real quick to touch on. We had Kofi Kingston versus Eric Young. I was very entertained by the match.
Great, fun match.
But Ray, as you were talking about, Sanity's having trouble connecting because they're not letting people know really what they're about. They're expecting people just think, oh, they look dark and scary, so we should be afraid of this thing. Well, they're not making the connection to the fans.
Dude, Killian Dane is a scare of a bitch. The guy is 6+, 300 pounds. He moves like an effing cruiserweight. Eric Young, who has dominated in his career. The guy's been the TNA champion. He's been all over the world. He's wrestled everywhere. Then you got I don't know who the hell Gimmick Jones is with the freaking red hair, but
Wolf.
I mean, yeah, Wolf. I don't like that guy. That guy looks like my old uncle. But anyway, neither here nor there. Yeah, man. I don't know who they are. I don't. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not. I used to be called the mark of the masses. Now I'm the report of the people. I don't watch NXT. I don't have time. I watch Impact. I watch some New Japan. I watch mostly WWE. I don't have time. So I don't know who these people are. So they're not going to get over. Let me explain. I'll put this in very simple terms, okay? If you check, all right? She may look hot. She may look cool, just like Sanity looks all cool, and scary. Ooh. But until you get to know who they are, you don't get who they are. And that is the big problem with Sanity. WWE, the writers, I don't know. Rick, I'm just so frustrated by the fact that I have no idea who these people are. I can figure it out because I've been a wrestling fan for like 40 years. But other than that, I don't get it, man.
I agree with you 100%. This is where the disconnect comes, where they lose a lot between NXT and when they move them to Raw and SmackDown, is they just assume that everyone knows what these gimmicks are about. But there's only a small portion of the audience, compared to the grand WWE universe that's watching NXT. And even with someone like Bobby Roode, who, if we knew everything about him in NXT, it would be very confusing when he just did a complete 180 when he came to the main roster and it was a baby face. They're not investing the time to get the fans invested in the characters right now. They're just running them out there and expecting people to get what's going on or just to, I don't know, fall in line and accept what's happening there. It's just not Sanity. It's a disconnect that we've seen all around with so many people moving up from NXT to the red or blue brands. And what's the biggest shame here is with someone like Sanity is that they're missing out on some great talents right here. Especially, Wolf, he might be in the back of the pack there, but you've got Eric Young that can offer so much for your company. And Killian Dane is a star for the future, man. He's a great monster who is very athletic. They can go out there and wow people. And we're not getting that connect with them right now.
No, we're not. I agree with you 1,000%, bro.
Well, let's talk about this, and I'm glad this is closing out the show here because I know this is something. Before we went on air, you and I were talking about. We kind of see we have different perspectives here. We don't really see eye to eye here. We're greatly entertained by what's going on.
Oh boy, here we go.
But we don't really see the direction in the same as the same viewpoint here. But we're going to talk about here Shinsuke Nakamura, your new United States champion in his first title defense. And the challenger is the former champ, Jeff Hardy, coming out here. I thought it was a pretty good match. It was probably the match most people were expecting to happen at Extreme Rules. I think it was great here. I liked earlier in the show. I thought it was bad timing how they did it back-to-back to really squeeze it in. But I liked Jeff's promo earlier. I liked Shinsuke's promo earlier. They're trying to set this match up. Great match. I guess the big story, though, is we get a no contest, or actually your winner is by DQ. It's Jeff Hardy. He's obviously not taking the championship, but we see Randy Orton once again. This time it just wasn't to stomp on the Hardy Jewels, but it was to unleash hell on Jeff Hardy. Randy Orton just ripped into him. Great imagery there, especially with the piercing, with the ear, where he's just it was something. It was probably one of the better visuals we've seen from WWE in quite a while. Big Ray, I'm gonna let you start running with this.
Oh shit, dude. That was great. I actually messaged Ben Hameen after this, and he's just like excellent. I thought this was great. Now you're gonna say I don't understand you, Rick. You're gonna refute. You're gonna fight me on this. Randy Orton's a freaking heel. He came in, interrupted the match. He broke up the freaking match. Jeff Hardy would have been the new United States champion. It was a good match, by the way, between he and Shinsuke Nakamura. He breaks up the match, and then he proceeds to beat the living hell out of Jeff Hardy. Then he hooks the giant ear hole. Oh, what if he pulled the wrong way? What if... Oh, my God, dude, that could have went so wrong on so many different angles. But neither here nor there. I just need to know why. And this is good. This is good. You know why? When WCW used to go off the air, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We got to come back next week, and we'll find out. We don't have any more time. We didn't have any more time.
That was the worst Tony Schiavone ever.
You know what? Shut your mouth. I'm trying, all right? But listen. We don't have time to find out why Randy Orton is hooking this guy's earlobe and beating the hell out of him and interrupting in matches. Why? But guess what? I cannot wait till next week's SmackDown to find out why Randy Orton did this. And you say he's not a heel? Come on, dude. Stop. He's not a heel.
No, he is Randy Orton. He doesn't need to be a face. He doesn't need to be classified as a baby or a heel, good, a villain. He is Randy Orton. He is a viper. He is a snake that will strike at any opportunity, and anyone in his path will be bitten and infected by that venom. That is what Randy Orton is about here. And I do want to touch on it, like you were bringing up, the cliffhangers. Why do we have to tune in next week? We need to know more. Randy Orton played it perfectly as he is destroying Jeff Hardy. He kept asking, you want to know why? All you have to do is ask. You want to know why? All you have to do is ask. And then even when he throws Hardy to the side, he looks over, where's Shinsuke? He is targeting victims here. And people want to ask why right now? Why Hardy? It seems to put him on the villainous side. Let's not forget the U.S. Championship was a title that has eluded Randy Orton throughout his entire career until just before WrestleMania. And who took that?
Let's look at let me just read the lyrics.
Who took that from him? That was Jeff Hardy. He is making a statement that his championship. He is coming back for it, and he is going to destroy anyone in his path. Go ahead, Ray.
Let me read the lyrics to Randy Orton's theme song, because we hear this song. I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me. But let's really dissect this here. You've got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. Jeff Hardy. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to rule your fate. I hear voices crying. I hear voices dying. I taste blood that's drying. I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head. Rick Vickery, please, let's end this whole gimmick here.
I think this is perfect. I'm going to stand by it. He's just Randy Orton. He is just, he's the Viper. He is ready to strike. I think this is putting all sides on notice that one of the greatest is back, and he is going to reclaim that United States Championship.
I agree. Listen, I love the way this is going. I really, hey, listen, what's happening here? WWE is focusing on the mid-card titles? What? Hello? Intercontinental title main eventing a pay-per-view? What? The U.S. title main eventing SmackDown? What? Hey, I have no problem giving credit where credit is due. I'm interested. Please, WWE, please keep me interested the way I'll be interested when I'm in Florida.
Big Ray, before we kick it out of here with our plugs, real quick, who won this week's battle between the brands?
Oh, easy. SmackDown, I think. SmackDown laid. Speaking of SmackDown, big congratulations to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, with only $7 freaking in his pocket. Dwayne Johnson became the highest paid actor in Hollywood. God bless you, my friend. You know what? I've read your book, and you're not going to watch this. Well, maybe you will, because, you and your mom are very good friends with Bill Apter. But if you do watch this video, I appreciate all that you've done for the world of professional wrestling, all that you've done for entertainment in general, and what an amazing story. But now back to what you're asking me. Who won this? SmackDown, in my humble opinion. You started off with a match that could main event a pay-per-view any single day of the week with Cien Almas and the WWE champion AJ Styles. Awesome ending. Great heel heat for Randy Orton. You say it's heel heat or not. Good storylines, decent matches. You had the women. You established Becky Lynch as your next contender for the women's championship, and on Raw, you had stuff. So yeah, I think SmackDown definitely won this week.
I agree 100%, Big Ray. Let me get my plugs in before I kick it over to you for that oh so sweet close that you take care of every week. I just want to remind all of our listeners out there to follow me, Rick Vickery, across all social media at The Real RBV. As I always do, I'd like to encourage everyone to head on over to Facebook and check out the Hami Media Group. A lot of great discussion going on there. We've got our live chat threads. We've got, just fancy tournaments going on. We got our Pick'em Challenge. So much great activity. As always, though, I'm going to be back here next week. Big Ray's going to be on vacation, but we're going to find out a way. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to try to line up a very special guest here on One Wrestling Video for Smack Talk. But, throughout the week, though, make sure you catch me this Friday over on the Hitting the Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast. You can find myself along with my number one Huckleberry, Michael JARGO. We're going to be breaking down the week. We're going to talk a little G1. We usually, what's great about JARGO and I, we go around the globe. We just don't talk about WWE or what's going on here in the West. We break it all down for you. We're going to be talking a lot of New Japan this week. And then you can catch JARGO and myself next Monday on the Hami Media Group over in the locker room. Big Ray, take it home.
All right. So first and foremost, again, I want to thank all you guys for joining us here at Smack Talk Live every single Tuesday if we can do it. Let me just see here. What do we got here? Ray could be going to the SmackDown Hotel. You are damn right, Mr. Paul Arzola. Listen, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Before I plug anything, before I plug myself, I want to really give a humble thank you to Stevie Richards. You guys know I do a lot of work with him in the Hami Media discussion group. I've done the Stevie Richards 12-week resistance band program. The truth of the matter is that Stevie does not pay me a dime, and he doesn't have to. But this dude has literally been an immense support. If you guys go to my Instagram right now at Big Ray Show, you'll see me at almost 400 pounds. And you see me now. You see these freaking guns, brother. You see Hulkamania is running wild, brother. I'm just so humbled that Stevie has taken an interest in me, and he's helped me through my fitness journey, guys. Listen, for all you people that say, listen, I can't do this, I have no time, you can do it. And I believe in you guys. If you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook privately. I'll direct you to the right place. Thank you so much for joining us here every single week. Hami Media Discussion Group. Big shout out to my boys, Tommy Wonder, Travis Volts, the professor over at the Pro Wrestling Reflection. We did a lot of work today to make sure that you guys have some consistent stuff. A big shout out to the legend, Bill Apter, for helping me get into the movie theater, which was kind of basically like, it was kind of, long story short, there wasn't not too many tickets out there, so I got some good freebies. So thank you to him and Darren, who was the director of the film. Thank you so much. I got to meet Greg the Hammer Valentine, Tito Santana. I got to reconnect with JJ Dillon, who's just a sweetheart of a man. My boy Joe Gertner, and he's my boy. We talk all the time. He's so cool. Well. Give me a follow on Twitter at Big Ray Show. A follow on Instagram at Big Ray Show. Find me on Snapchat at Big Ray Show, and find me on Facebook at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez. If you're not a weirdo, I will definitely accept you as a friend. Thank you so much, Rick. You are the effing man. We're gonna make sure that you guys have some live content, and if not live, some recorded content here at One Wrestling Video next week while I'm on vacation. God protect me as I take a train ride to West Palm, Florida, to go visit some friends and family, so on and so forth. And I'll be going back in September. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Rick, close out the show, brother.
Hey, I'm just glad that you got all that in before you plugged yourself. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you.
Yalla. Later, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much, guys.